Okay, what's going on, everyone? We're answering your questions today. Today's question is on summer ball. This question was specific to the Cape Cod League, which is probably the best collegiate summer league in the country. So, mostly freshmen and sophomores in college will end up playing in the summer for some collegiate team, and usually the best players go to play in the Cape Cod League. Now, the answer to this, or let me back up a second. The question is, how do you get placed in those leagues? How do you play in the Cape Cod League? Do you have a choice? Are you just told to go there? Right? But this isn't just for the Cape Cod League. This is for any collegiate league. Really, how does it work? And so we're going to go into. I've done this both as a player and as a coach. I played in the Cape Cod League, but then I also was a coach that helped place players in different leagues. And so let's break this down. So the first thing is, let's go back to me as a player. So I played at Wake Forest, and it was really simple as a player. I was playing my freshman year, and Coach Greer, who was my coach at Wake Forest, came up to me and said, "Congratulations, you're going to play in the Cape Cod League this summer for the Chatham A's." And I was like, wow, that's awesome. I'm from Massachusetts. I know what the Cape Cod League is. It's a huge honor to play in that league as a college player, especially as a freshman. And so I was ecstatic, and I don't think I was asked. I think I was kind of told, and I wasn't going to say no anyway. But I just remember Coach saying, "You're going to go play for Chatham," and I said, "That's great." And what I realized was at the time is that we kind of had a connection at Wake Forest with Chatham. So we had players that from Wake. Some of our better players would typically go and play for the Chatham A's. Now, how it works for the Cape Cod teams, and this is most teams in summer ball, is, in the Cape we had a general manager the teams all had general managers, and they were kind of in charge of going out and assembling the team and putting the team together. Now, they have relationships with different college coaches, and so that's why at Wake Forest, a lot of our players would go to play for Chatham. There must have been some type of relationship with Coach Greer and whoever the general manager was at the Chatham A's. And I think that's the way it usually works for most teams, right? Now, what happened was, this is weird because I was told I was playing for Chatham, and then not very long after that, I was actually told, they said, "You're actually going to be switching teams. You're not going to Chatham anymore. You're going to go to Falmouth." Now, why that switch occurred, I'm not sure. I don't know if maybe Chatham decided we don't want him. I don't know if maybe Chatham said, "You know what, we had one too many players, so we're not going to be able to take him." And then Coach Greer said, "Okay, well, we want to send him to the Cape." So, they contacted Falmouth. I'm not sure exactly how that process worked out. But essentially, I was told that I was going there, and I was told by my college coach. I didn't have to go out and look for a team. I was just told. Okay. Now, as a college coach, right? So I was a college coach at Holy Cross, and it was my job to help place our players. And so we had players that would go and play for the Cape. Now you're talking about probably a little bit different players. So if you're looking at schools from the ACC, right? You're looking at North Carolina, and you're looking at Miami and Louisville and stuff like that. A lot of those players are some of the best players in the country. And so the Cape Cod the Cape Cod League is looking for the best players. And so they probably have a lot of connections with those schools, just like I said at Wake Forest. And they're pursuing a lot of those players, right? Now, when I was coaching at Holy Cross, it's different. We're a Division I program. We're not a Power 5 school, right? We have some really good players, but we don't, it's not like we're sending players to Cape Cod all the time. Every now and then we'll send a player to the Cape Cod League. And so what happened there was kind of my job to reach out to a lot of the college teams, not just in the Cape Cod League. Actually, most of it was not in the Cape Cod League, right? If we had a player every now and then that was a really, really, really good player, then we would contact the Cape and say, "Hey, do you have any room?" Right? So I'd contact the teams, and I'd say, "Do you have any room for a right-handed pitcher? We've got this right-handed pitcher. He's 90 to 92. He's a sophomore, and here are his numbers, and I think he could be a really good fit." Right? And so you're trying to place players. And so you do that with the Cape Cod League, but then you do that with really all the leagues. And again, depending on your college, me being at Holy Cross, I'm talking to the NACBL, the Futures League, right? Like back then I was talking to a bunch of leagues. There's leagues all over the place. Leagues in Virginia, there's an Alaskan league, right? And so now there's a Florida league. There's leagues all over the place. And so I'm contacting those leagues and trying to place our players. Now sometimes those leagues, again, are going to reach out to me. So I would get messages from different leagues saying, hey, we're looking for, a shortstop or second baseman or center fielder or 2 right-handed pitchers. Do you have players that are able to play at our level? Do you have players that would be interested in playing for this team? And then I would talk to the player and I would say, this league is looking for a second baseman. I think you're a good fit. Do you want to go play there? Now, the way we did it at Holy Cross, and again, everyone is different, but the way that we typically did it was early in the player's career. We didn't really give you a choice. We kind of said like, hey, you've kind of got to go play here, right? Because you're a young player, we're trying to develop you, and as a coach, we're trying to put you in a spot. We want to send you to a team and to a league where we feel you're going to get better. We don't want you just going and playing for your local, team that you played with a bunch of your high school buddies. Like, is that really going to develop you? Maybe if you've got like great high school buddies, but we're trying to send you to a league where we feel you can get developed. And so freshman year, we kind of told you like, hey, this is where we want you to play. Go play. Right? And most players are like good with it, right? They go and they play. In my year there, I did have a player that said, well, I kind of want to stay close to home and I'd rather not go out there. And then you're like, that's a little bit of a red flag also, right? Because it's like, and I understand it. It's a long season. Maybe you went away, right? You're not from Massachusetts, you're from California, you're playing across the country, and you want to go home and see your family. I get it. But also you sign up to be a college baseball player, and with that comes some sacrifice, and part of that sacrifice is usually you're going to play baseball in the summer, right? So I did have that happen one time with a player. Again, the way we did it is we kind of said, hey, freshman year, like we're going to send you where we want to send you, where we feel you're going to develop. As you get older, then you can take a little bit more of the responsibility and say, hey, you know what, I'd rather play at this league. It's a little bit more local. Okay, fine. No big deal. Again, that's the way we did it. I'm not saying that's the way every school does it. I'm sure there's plenty of schools that just say, this is where you're going and this is where you're playing. If you don't like it, well, too bad. Right? And there's probably other schools that say, like, these are the schools or these are the programs and the summer collegiate leagues that want you to play, and where would you like to play? Do you have a preference? Right? So everyone's a little bit different. But hopefully this gives you some insight of how the selection process works, right? It's mostly, again, for the top leagues, for the Cape Cod League, for leagues like that, those leagues are looking for players. They're reaching out and they're trying to get the best players possible. And again, not just for the Cape Cod League, but for really all the leagues are doing that. But then it also falls on the responsibility of the college coach to look for their players. And I get a lot of calls from players. Now, I don't coach college, obviously, but I'll get calls from our old Antonelli baseball players that say, like, I'm looking for a place to play in the summer, because there's only so many summer leagues and there's thousands and thousands and thousands of college players. And so there's a lot of players that are like always looking for places. So they'll call me sometimes and say, hey, like, my coach couldn't find me a spot. Do you have any connections? Can you help me out? And then I'll have to make phone calls and try to find places for some of these players to play. So that's another avenue that players will go down to try to get placed on teams. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight into how the summer collegiate leagues work. If you have any more questions on it, let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. We'll talk to you later. If you've got hitters that you're looking to improve before the start of next season, this is essential for you. Matt Antonelli here, former Major League player, first-round pick, and college coach. With this course, we're going to show you exactly, step-by-step, how to generate power, develop bat speed, and enhance swing mechanics. Regardless of your hitter's age, this course is going to deliver advanced hitting techniques that will allow any hitter to get better and make an impact at the plate this spring. We have a full catalog of training content that you can access from anywhere at any time. This course is perfect for players, parents, coaches, instructors, and more. It offers a comprehensive package of drills and techniques that you can directly implement. Our course has helped hitters all over the country at different competition levels, and the feedback that we've received has been outstanding. The work you put in now will drive your success at the plate this spring. Get the essential knowledge that you need to take your game to the next level.